Hey, I'm Jason Kanigan, the founder of Cold Star Technologies, and I'm inviting you to join me in a venture capital or startup workshop. It's not just for those people who are seeking venture capital or just in the space industry either, because we are going to talk about serious business fundamentals, which are things that founders are often missing. A lot of folks I know come from technical side of the field, and well, that's wonderful, and that's where you get your ideas from and how you're going to implement some of these things. But as you'll discover, that is not what investors are looking for, okay? So I'm charging $500 a seat, and it's capped at 15 seats. Now, this to me is an extremely low investment. I've made it that way deliberately because I normally work with companies that have a budget, and they are comfortable spending $1,200, $2,000, $5,000 on a workshop like this, and they do it all the time. Just Google around, start looking, and you'll see for yourself. Now, I understand that many startups don't have a budget. You may not have a budget, and so that's why I've priced it at this low level. It is not a single source of income for me, so I don't have to make all my money on it. But if you are scared of this kind of investment, I've got some things to share with you. Let's begin with this. You think, $1 million or $1 billion idea in your head, and let me ask you this. If $500 as a training expense, which you will get to claim on your tax return, is scary to you, how do you think you're going to be able to handle staff, salaries, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month or more in outflow? Let me tell you, our engineering advisor, Dr. Rick Fleeter, ran a company called AeroAstro, and that person that had a 100-person staff and $1 million a month burn rate at its height. Okay, that's the burn rate, not the revenue. Can you handle that? Right? Baby steps, I understand, but we need to get started here, and you're not going to learn. I've watched this for years in many different fields like copywriting and that. Folks trying to cobble together from various different sources the magic bullet from like a Frankenstein monster. You cannot Frankenstein this stuff together. You have to hear it with clarity and then execute with clarity and move, okay? So, I'm normally bidding on $30,000, $50,000, $200,000 projects. This is not to make money. This is, let me tell you my selfish goal here, okay? And I'll clear it up. This company, Cold Star Technologies, is all about installing the infrastructure for companies like yours as they grow, okay? Processes, systems, staff, operational excellence, this kind of thing, which right now, you're like, I don't need that. Right. You don't need that. So I have nothing to sell to you. All right. I can't help you with that stuff. And so my selfish goal here is to help 15 founders. 5 of them might go actually forward and do what needs to be done here. Hopefully more. And then they will get to the point, they will raise their level to the point where they do need the infrastructure help that this company provides. Okay. So that's the deal there. But I want to surprise you. I want to shock you, okay? I mean, this is a 10-hour workshop. It's over 2 days, 5 hours and 5 hours. We're going to have Michael Mealing has agreed to speak. He's a space sector venture capitalist with Starbridge Venture Capital, if you don't know him. I've had him on my show. By the way, I have interviewed like 150 plus experts in the space field. All right, I've got testimonials. You read them down there. I did a whole bunch of consultations last summer during COVID with space startup founders, and I kept having the same conversation time and time and time again. It was the same conversation. It didn't matter who I was talking to or what point we started from. We'd get to the same roadblock, and I'm sure that you will have experienced the same thing too. You're in a race against time. I don't know if you know this from a couple of different angles. I need you to start thinking about this because a lot of you, I've been watching for the last 2 years. You started off great aplomb, celebration. You got a logo, you got an idea. That is not a business. That is not a business. Okay? I want you to hang out with me for 10 hours, and it's not going to be all me talking. We're going to do worksheets. We're going to have Michael speaking to confirm everything that I'm saying. That's the reason why I wanted him on. Was to echo everything that I'm saying, so you can hear it from the VC's mouth as well and go, oh, what Kanigan's telling me is correct. All right. And we're going to give feedback on each other's businesses ideas after we found out what's important from what I'm teaching you. So, what I'm fixing to tell you is the language of investors. What they are looking for is very different from what they are looking for, or what you think they're looking for. Okay, so this race against time. Let's not forget about that. Some Chinese kid in the university is coming up with the same idea as you. All right? And like I said, I've been watching you guys flounder around for 2 years, right? You got your logo, you got your enthusiasm. That's great, but that's not going to get you investment. How many investor briefings have you been to where you've brought out your pitch deck and talked to the investor and they've smiled and given you an attaboy, pat on the back, love your idea and that, and sent you on your way with a smile? You didn't get invested. If you didn't get funding, that smile and handshake meant nothing. The only thing that matters is results. And the result we're looking for here is funding. And you are going to have to think about different things, focus on different things, and do different things than what you've been doing to this point, because obviously what you've been doing to this point has not been effective. And I know why. I've got to teach you. It's got to turn your head and look that way instead, okay? So, the other thing that I want you to watch out for as time ticks on, year after year goes by, again, I've been watching some of you folks for quite a while now, and it's been the same thing over and over again. You have meetings, you talk about it, and share on social media and that, but you don't get funding, okay? Let me tell you, at some point in the not too distant future, you're going to open up LinkedIn, or you're going to open up a trade magazine or a newsletter or something like that, and it's going to say, funded, your idea, but it ain't you. It ain't you. And you're going to look in. This is going to be the most frustrating and upsetting thing for you, okay? You're going to look in to the details of that deal and the company behind it, and you're going to be shocked. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, this idea, the one that got funded, is a crappier version of my idea. That's what you're going to say to yourself, and it's going to suck. And you're going to tear your hair out going, how did they get funded? My idea is such higher quality. How did this happen? Our technical prowess is better. Our solution is better. Those are not the things that get you funded, my friend. This is why you need to come to this workshop. You need to learn the language of business and investing and what these folks are actually looking for, because they are not looking for your beautiful, intricate technical solution, which is wonderful and is the basis of everything. I encourage you to stay in love with your business. That's very important, because we got to take a lot of slings and arrows as entrepreneurs, right? And nobody believes in us except for ourselves and whatnot until it's success time, and then suddenly everybody comes out of the woodwork going, I knew you could do it. Yeah. Maybe you haven't been through that yet, but if you stick with me, you will have reached that point where people come and congratulate you for your successes. So, if you don't want to see a crappier version of your idea being funded and implemented and becoming the market leader because they know what I'm fixing to tell you that you don't know right now. I mean, we're talking about you've got to replace some of your knowledge with some of mine here. And that's why you've got to be at this workshop. Then... I don't know what to tell you. If you want to just sit there for another 2 years, struggle, keep having ineffective meetings, pointless meetings that don't turn into funding. And I see this stuff on LinkedIn all the time. People dribbling away from the idea, right? From that core startup idea because nothing's happening. They're not getting anywhere. And you're doing the insanity, right? Same thing over and over again, expecting to get a different result. Your attention has been on the wrong thing. You got to get out of that mindset of, oh, the technical thing or the technical side of the idea is what's important and going to impress people. Maybe initially. Maybe it'll get their attention. But attention is not the same thing as investment. It's just not. And you need to learn how to get down that path to investment by finding out what these folks want. I'm going to show you what venture capitalists and other types of investors want, okay? So our vision of the future coming out of this workshop. First of all, those who sign up early on now, it's going to be in the middle of March, and we're coming up towards the last week of February here. Those who sign up now are going to get a huge set of bonuses from me, worth at least $2,500 in real cash for their $500 investment. I'm going to give you stuff that you would actually have to pay for. There's going to be some space stuff, but I'm also going to give you some great training, some great founder training, mindset sales training. You'll never have to train a salesperson. Again, you can just give them this stuff and walk away. It's going to save you so much time, okay? 9-year proven stuff. It's going to be a major help, and you would have to go buy that separately for $2,500 just for that, and I'm going to give you other things. So, get in now and get that stuff working for you. I'm going to give that to you today when you sign up. You're not going to have to wait for the workshop for that, and you can get started with that. I encourage you to go into Module 3 and look at the money tolerance stuff, because that's what I began this little talk with, is money tolerance. And that's how much is a lot of money. And you think that what you think of, that number, $500 or $2,000 or whatever, as a lot of money, is what everybody else thinks of as a lot of money. Let me tell you, my idea of a lot of money is not your idea of a lot of money right now. You need to raise your idea of a lot of money so that it matches mine and exceeds mine if you want to build a real business. You think Jeff Bezos cares about $500? He laughs at that, okay? You think Elon cares about $500? He'll giggle, right? That's not even a rounding error for him. Well, that's them, Well, how do you expect to be their peer? How do you expect to operate with them? They will take advantage of you if you try and do business with them and you don't have the right money tolerance. Let me tell you, that's a serious issue. I'm going to educate for a second here. Money tolerance is like, you ever heard of Pareto's Law, the 80-20 rule? It's, a small number of factors produces the majority of results, okay? A small number of decisions or limiting beliefs like that you have, and money tolerance is a key one here, right, produce most of the reality that you experience. How much is a lot of money determines where you live, the kind of car you drive, the people you hang around, the restaurants and shops you go to, the vacations you take. It's like this artificial limiter thing, and you can raise it, but for most people, they're on autopilot about it. And I'm telling you, as long as you remain at that point on the money thermometer, if you will, that $500 is a lot of money, you're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay a failure with your business. And it's sad, but you have to work at it and improve it. And in the thing that I'm going to give you, I give you a couple lessons on exactly how to work on that and raise it. And you will be doing something that just about nobody in society thinks is even possible or considers ever, okay? That alone is going to be worth the investment you're making here, okay? But most of all, we're going to go through these worksheets. You're going to get educated by me and a venture capitalist. So I want that guy in there, right, as a check, so that you can go, okay, I heard Canigan talk for a bit. We did some stuff with the worksheet. We talked about our business. Now Michael's there, and he tells you exactly what I said, right? In his own words, and maybe with his own little spin on it, right? But it's the same core stuff. And then maybe you'll go, oh, I need to replace some of my knowledge with some of theirs so that I can get access to that money. That's the key, isn't it? That's the key. Remember what venture capital is for. It's not a dragon pile of gold for you to swim around or lay on and splash in the air and enjoy yourself with. All right? It's for funding further growth. And that's what these VCs expect, is further growth. And if all you're thinking about is survival, again, warning, all right? You need to get into this workshop if that's the way your thinking is going. Right? Oh, I just need to survive and $500 is a lot of money. You don't have a business and you're not going to have a business. You need to course correct. Now. And this is the best, least pricey opportunity you will ever find. Even if you get an advisor on. Look, I got advisors on my team. They're great people. And you know what? They're not there for their business sense, in my case. And I'll bet your advisors, if you've got some, aren't there for their business sense either. They're probably there for advertising purposes, promotional purposes. Look who we've got, this famous person or whatever. Or technical capacity. Well, that's wonderful. But what have we just said through the entire 13 minutes or 14 minutes of this discussion so far, right? Investors don't invest in technical capability. Not alone. That's not the necessary and sufficient thing, right? There needs to be more. There needs to be more. If you want to find out what that more is, then come sign up. You get access to some of these bonuses today that are really powerful that you can start working on yourself and your business with. I mean, I talk about business organizational structure, and I don't mean corporation versus S Corp or whatever. I mean like divisions inside and how you manage staff and things like that, as well as other things that are brutally effective for founders. It completely change your viewpoint on the world for the better. You know, I reward action takers. That's about all I can say about that. So the sooner you sign up, the more goodies I'm going to be able to give you, because I'm going to feel good about it. And that's the kind of person that I am. When I feel good about things, I share a lot. So get in with me, sign up. There's 15 spots total, and I capped it there so that everybody would get individual time. I'm not interested in cramming 200 people into the Zoom room or something like that, and nobody gets individual attention, right? I want individual attention for everyone, and for you to have a chance to participate and be in there with us. And you know, it's not about some big money grab for me. I will make more money. Let me make this clear. I will make more money from one client than I will from the 15 sales that I need to make to fill this workshop. Okay, in a way, this is a dumb idea, but as I said earlier in the video, the idea is I want to grow a few of you with the skills that I teach you here to a level where you can afford and need the infrastructure services, the installation that we provide. Okay, so join me. We've already sold several seats, and when they're gone, they're gone. I mean, I'm frankly surprised this hasn't sold out already, but then again, I'm up against that low money tolerance that a lot of proto founders have. And if you think somebody's going to invest in you, first of all, you've got to invest in yourself. You must. Okay? Walking around looking for a handout when you won't pay yourself anything. Think about how many hours you've put in. Let's finish up with this. Think about how many hours you have put into your startup to date. Okay, and a lot of people try and shrug this off. A lot of founders go, oh, well, I don't cost anything, I'm free. No. You have a cost. You have a cost. So take how many hours a week times how many weeks you've been doing this, 50 weeks a year or something like that, right? Take 2 weeks off for vacation. And 10 hours a week, 40 hours a week, how many have you been doing? And ascribe yourself a price. I mean, a cheap engineer. This workshop is $50 an hour for you to attend. That's nothing. For somebody with expertise. I mean, I start at $300 an hour. I often charge $600 an hour for my help, okay? So charge yourself $50 an hour for the work you've done. Multiply that $50 an hour times the number of hours you've put in on your idea over the last year or several years that you've been involved, and total it up and be surprised. Look at the hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of value you've already put in to what you're working on, and note that if you don't course correct with my help here, you're just going to waste that money. It's going to peter out. As I said earlier, some Chinese university student is going to come up with your idea, or I mean, they're already coming up with it. They're going to implement your idea. Or some crappier version you're going to be shocked and horrified to see of your idea is going to be funded and in the news. And you're going to go, damn, I screwed around and now it's too late. Okay, so I know this industry. I was a top Quora, if you know what Quora is, it's a question and answer site. Top Quora contributor had noted, I was surprised as anyone that they sent me this notification on venture capital, contributor on venture capital. I know what I'm talking about. The VCs would not, I've talked to them all. Go to my show, the Cold Start Project, and look, I've got a whole season 3 of talking to venture capitalists in the space industry, okay? So, you know, you're going to learn a ton, you're going to get focused, you're going to learn the language of investment, of what these guys are actually looking for, listening for, smelling for, okay? And it's not what you have been thinking so far. And I'm pleased to tell you that. I'm not going to be, well, I hate to tell you, but no, I'm happy to tell you. I want to broadcast this from the mountaintops. That what you've been focusing on has been the wrong thing, and I've got the right thing over here. And I'm going to have a VC on to confirm it. All right? What better proof do you need, right? So I look forward to you picking up one of those seats. If you Let me make this case as well. If you've got a fellow business partner or somebody working with you who you believe should be there as well, message me because we could do a multiple seat offer. Again, I'm not out to make money off of this, but I do. What I'm charging is I need to see commitment from you. I need to see you're not one of those weakling, startup founders who won't invest in themselves. I need to see that kind of commitment. So, but message me anyway if you want 2, 3, 4 people to be there. We'll figure out some kind of an arrangement. But this is the best $500 you'll ever invest in anything business related. I guarantee you that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.